guys, so I'm in my car and I figured I'd come on here and do a quick video. I haven't done I do apologize for the shakiness in this video, but it is what it is. I haven't done an updated video on my on the surgery that I had, and I done like a mini one, but I didn't do like a updated about the results of the test that came back, you know, from like the pathology and everything. So anyways, I wanted to come on here and talk a little about it. Most of you that follow me on Facebook pretty much know detail and know everything. I just really hadn't had time to sit down and really do this video. I mean, I could have done it, but I don't know, just for some reason have had it pushed aside. But anyway, so I got the results back. I had to go in, I think it was last Friday, or no, Monday, Tuesday, I can't remember, it's been a while. But anyway, so I had to go in, and it wasn't even time for my appointment. I had to go in because I was having some issues, and they had to go and check me out, and then they fixed it. What is up with this, guys? And so while he was doing all that mess, he was like, he's like, we got your results back. And I'm like, well, woohoo, you know. And so he said everything turned out clear, and I have no idea why that's shaking so bad. I guess it's this bumpy road. But he's like, everything come back clear and everything looks good. But he's like, you know, we'll get more into detail on that whenever, you know, after he does what he's got to do with me. Because, you know, he had to look at me and like fix some stuff. And anyways, so after that, you know, I got, you know, back dressed, and then I sat down with him, and he's like, everything was clear. He said he was very impressed about how, you know, the results were. Because normally when you have this procedure done, like the majority % of the time there's residue left, and so therefore you have to, you know, go back and do further testing like every 3 months, even up to 6 months, then once a year. But mine was so really good that I don't have to go back until once a year. So I was like, thank the Lord. I cannot deal with this shaky video, like, at all. I'm gonna pull over right down here because I can't, it's really getting on my nerves. So anyways, I was like, well, thank the Lord. I was like, that's what prayers can do, you know. Prayers changes things, and I've had a lot of people praying, and I was really excited about that mess. I'm telling you, it did a number on me, like mentally, physically, all of that mess. It really did a number on me. And so let me see if I can pull something out here, guys. Yeah, everything. I had C1 in 3. I'm covering my information up because people don't need to see my business. So, I was like, that was a blessing. That was such a blessing. I had, like, the devil try to put so much fear upon me, and I was tormented this whole entire time, worrying about, you know, the results coming back and stuff. But through all of that mess, I grew so much. Like, my patience was stretched, my faith was stretched, and sometimes you just have to be in life, whatever happens to me, good or bad, God's got me. And that's really the reality and the mindset that I had. I was looking for good news, but if I was given bad news, it's gonna be okay. That's the way I had to mentally accept it, because it was literally tearing me to pieces. Like, there were days that I would get up, everything would be fine, and boom, it would hit. I would just bust out in tears. And it was just too much. It was like I was overwhelmed. And so whenever I was given that, he got every bit of it. You know, he had to go in there a lot deeper than expected because he wanted to make sure all the cells were gone. And he also scraped that mess, and he got it all. So I do have to go back once a year. Even though he did get it all, there's still that possibility that, you know, it could be there, because, you know, when you're dealing with this crap, that's just how it is. But for now, I'm cancer free, so I'm thankful for that. And I give all of the glory to God, because he was the one that was there, and he was the one that was with me through it all. I will tell you, by far, this is one of the worst. Well, I had all the heart surgeries. I had 4 heart surgeries, and then I had this. But by far, I'm going to pair the heart and this cervical cancer together, because they both are pretty much done numbers on me. The heart deal was pretty much more physically to my body. I experienced all of the heart issues, but the cervical cancer type deal was more mentally. I could handle the surgery, I could handle all of that mess, but the unknown feeling was what was the worst for this ordeal. And then even after all of that mess, even after having my surgery and dealing with the pain, the cramps, you know, I've had 4 children, and it was nowhere for me compared to giving birth, because I had 4 kids. I never did have any, like, a whole lot of issues, you know, like having to have C-sections. I had all of my kids vaginally, and everything went good. I had run into some incidents with, like, my heart and, like, 2 of the other kids' heart, but other than that, everything was good. So compared to this cervical cancer mess and the cervical cancer cells that I had, and then having to go in there and getting that mess out, after having the surgery, I was fine. Woke up, a little bit of cramps and stuff. Of course, my heart done some numbers and stuff, but when I went home, I didn't bleed the first day or so, and then all of a sudden, it hit me, and I bled. I know this is TMI, but this is just reality. I bled. First, I had my period, and then after that, everything just went south. Like, I bled for like 2 weeks, like, straight. And so that was just horrible. My back hurt me. I had the awfulest cramps ever. Like, it was like whenever you're carrying a baby, the cramps that you would have, like the stretching of your belly, and just like sometimes it would feel like contractions, and like it was awful. That was just horrible. I was not given any pain medication. I took Tylenol, and then I took ibuprofen. I done that for the first week and a half, and then I wasn't getting any better, so they actually had called and checked on me, and I told them what was going on, blah, 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 and she's like, well, that's normal. And then that following week, they called back and said, no, the doctor wants to see you. And so before that week, I was getting a little bit better. The bleeding didn't stop. You know, I was like, I've got to get Midol. I've got to get something, because my back and stomach was literally killing me. So I can't take Midol with the caffeine, because, you know, I drink coffee, and I've got this heart problem, so I don't need extra caffeine. And so I ran into some Pampering without caffeine, and that was a miracle booster for me. Like, it helped me beyond words. So I took that for a couple of days, and then I had to go see the doctor that following week, and I wasn't stopped the bleeding, so they went in there and done some stuff to stop the bleeding, and it stopped it just like that. When they went in there and done what they did, the bleeding stopped. I'm not bleeding now. So when you have this, there's a lot to it. Like, it's not just having the surgery. There's so much mental crap that goes through your mind and your physical, and then like the physical part of your body, and then them having to go and work on you, you know, down there, you know, that's your stuff, guys. Just, that is your stuff. And to me, that was weird. I felt, you know, you have your kids, that's what that's for, and other things, you know what I'm saying? Not to go up in there and mess with me, not go up in there and take some stuff out. So that was emotional side to me. And then I had the worries about what if it messes me up. You know, I'm not having children, but what if it messes me up sexually? That's what went in my mind. That played a big role factor. I was afraid that I would be weird down there, which you're not. You think these things, you know. And so needless to say, let's hurry up and get this up before I have to end this. And this is good. So after, when everything was said and done, you know, I'm like, I'm going to kick this in the butt. That's what I said. I'm going to kick this freaking cancer and all this surgery and all this pain and crap that I have in the freaking butt. That's what I did. So as I was sitting down, had my clothes on, talking to the doctor, and I'm saying had my clothes on. You know, you have to, when they check you, you have to get this little thing, and they look at you, and then you put your clothes back on, they come back in and talk to you. So I gotta hurry. I've got like 2 minutes left. And so after all that was said and done, he's like, ma'am, do you have any more questions? Do you have any questions? And I said, yes, sir, I do. And normally I don't talk about this stuff, but I'm like, you know, I've had this cancer crap and I'm over it. I said, when can I have sex? And he's like, 6 weeks prior to surgery. So I was already in 2 weeks, so I have 4 more to go. I was like, well, okay, that's awesome. He's like, ma'am, do you have any more questions? I said, yes, sir, I do. I said, you know, I was Googling. I Google on YouTube and just all of the side effects, stuff that people go through with having this sleep procedure. And several women had the problem of intercourse, that it hurt. And not only did it hurt, that they didn't have orgasms, like they couldn't, you know, have orgasms. And I said, could that possibly happen to me? I said, that is so worrying me, and I would like to know if it would mess me up down there. He looks at me, has this huge big old grin, and he says, ma'am, he says, I don't think this procedure will mess with your orgasm stuff. And I'm like, oh my God. I didn't get embarrassed because, for one, you deal with this crap and you want to know these things. I don't want my junk messed up, just saying. I know this is TMI, I don't talk about this stuff, but when you're dealing with the area down below, you know what I'm saying, your girls, you don't want that messed up. So that being said, he said, no, honey, it don't mess you up unless, you know, you have other issues going on. I didn't have all that mess going on. I was like, well, thank the Lord, because, you know, this woman can't worry about that mess. I gotta have this in function here, girls and guys, whoever's watching this. But anyways, I know that's TMI, but I had to put that in there. It's a little stuff to make it a little bit brighter, other than all the ugliness and nastiness. But I'm cancer free, and those of you that didn't know, thank you for the prayers, and I love you guys, and I'm just very blessed and fortunate that all that mess is gone now. So anyways, I will talk to you guys later. Bye, guys.